Chairperson, today this House is required to endorse what is essentially a culmination of a concoction of deep-rooted racism in the judiciary, the political vindictiveness of the ruling elite, and the failure of the post-1994 establishment to create conditions for black men and women to prosper in legal profession. Judge President Hlophe, a distinguished judge and an exceptional legal scholar, is about to be the first victim of a toxic and unforgiving culture of impaling black people who dare stand up against the dominant liberal and racist discourse in this country, and which is more pronounced in the Western Cape. His only sin is that he simply discussed law with his colleagues. Let's give a brief timeline of why we are here. 30 May 2008, 11 justices of the Constitutional Court lodged a complaint with the JSC against Hlophe, alleging that during the discussion with Justices Mkhwebane and Jafta, both of the Constitutional Court, he improperly attempted to influence the Constitutional Court. 30 June 2008, Judge Hlophe expressed concerns about political motives and inappropriate pressure when Justice Mkhwebane and Jafta declined to bring a complaint against him. July 2008, Hlophe filed a High Court application alleging unconstitutional conduct by the justices of the Constitutional Court. The application claimed infringement of his rights to human dignity, privacy, fair hearing, equality, and access to courts. September 2008, court ruled that some of Hlophe's rights were limited and were limitedly violated. However, in 2009 March, the Supreme Court of Appeal reversed the High Court's finding of infringement of his rights. Subsequently, in August 2009, the subcommittee of JSC found no sufficient evidence for gross misconduct against Hlophe. Despite this, August 2009, the Judicial Service Commission issued a rebuke and a caution. So that's the first time he was not found guilty of any gross misconduct. Coming back to the very same issue, that then there was this Judicial Conduct Tribunal, which was established after that incident, which proceeded to reinvestigate the matter and proceeded, which Judge Mkhwebane and Jafta lodged a court application indicating that they were reviewing this decision because that was not properly done, but then they also lost in a court. Then finally this matter was heard before the tribunal, and the fact of the matter is that Judge Hlophe raised this matter and even brought during the hearing an expert witness who testified ngesizulu asho ukuthi lokakushilo kwakukuthi bayasebenzisana namanye amajaji, and indeed the corrections were made to the statements during that particular hearing. Consequently, Judge Hlophe also contended that the JCT and JSC exceeded their powers in the exercise of their powers, and they acted beyond their powers. So he further holds that the National Assembly should have engaged the JSC's finding beyond simply just accepting it, because we remember that even the Premier of the Western Cape, Judge Wind, also was one of the culprits. There was a lot of political interference and even the jealousy and the treatment which Hlophe received from his counterparts. We reject this selling out of our liberation ideas. We reject the abuse of Judge Hlophe and deem all of this unconstitutional behavior. The judge was tried twice. When the first hearing exonerated him, but we have bugging people who have racist tendencies, and the freedom under law, also under Mr. Kriegler, who has been found guilty as well of acting out of his mandate. So they abuse Judge Hlophe. This is not about justice. It is about gross misconduct of Judge Hlophe, in the main about whites flexing their power over their puppets in government to punish Hlophe, Tumbeza, Bantu bakwaZulu-Natal, Ndeni waka Hlophe, wakwa Tumbeza. We know as EFF that the judge was highly qualified and he did his work with dignity. Punish this ANC government. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member. The next speaker